everyone. Welcome again to your tutorial by Joel. And I'm really glad to see that you are here joining us live to talk and share about strategies, how to organize your strategies and how to plan for success with the social networks. As you know, today, most people are going through the social networks to chat, to connect with people, with family and friends. And some of us, and some of you as well, you are going on the social networks not just to chat, but to deliver content, to provide content, to share information with the rest of the world. And because you're doing something that is that's resource intensive and require a lot of attention to some details and require a lot of plannings. This is why I thought it would be wise to talk a little bit about strategies and how to do it. Sorry. And tonight, as I say in the title, we'll be talking about strategies for the social network. And as you know, the networks, they have all the different purpose. The main one that we personally I use for my shows, it's YouTube and also Facebook. And the reason why I'm using both at the same time, I'm streaming both on both platforms, one on my YouTube channel. For those who don't know the name, it's Joel Amen TV. And I'm streaming on both platforms, especially on Facebook, is because that's where I have a lot of connections with a lot of people. And because also I'm trying to build my YouTube channel, but by bringing and sharing content with anybody connecting on my Facebook profile. So you need to understand how you can leverage either one platform to accomplish, to fulfill what you're trying to do. It's not simple, but there are a couple tools. One of them is really organizing your time and organizing how often it's required for your business or for your church or for your organization, for your product and your service, your content to be available and accessible by the people on those different platforms. As you know, for example, people on the Facebook platform, they tend to be a little bit distracted. So you need to remind them, constantly remind the people, your connections on Facebook until you build that trust and that they can connect and they can follow you beyond who you are to them. Because as you know, most of the people that the first comers are usually the people close to you. They know you and they would like to come and support you. But what about the others? Those ones that you don't talk to that often, those ones that you talk to them once in a while, but you still want them to come and connect with you. So that's why it makes sense to have strategies in place on how you're going to win those friends of yours who don't follow right away what you're doing. And let me first check who is in the room, who's watching with us tonight. I see Dahlia Show is here. And by the way, Dahlia Show is one of our sponsors and one of the partners that we work with. And we're really grateful to partner with you and help you grow your YouTube channel, help you grow your audience for your new show, Dahlia Show. And for those of you who do not know Dahlia Show, you can find her on YouTube under Ma Vie, Ma Santé. That's the main YouTube channel where she can be found, and you access all the different videos that she has. Unfortunately, she only does French shows, but maybe one day she'll do English. Okay, so we also have first, let me go back a little bit. Let me talk about all the partners and sponsors. We have DR Congo Business Network. It's a group of business people that they focus mostly on solutions, entrepreneurship in the DRC Congo. Let me welcome one of my guests tonight. Hello, Dean.
Hello, 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 hello. How are you, sir?
Good, good. Glad to see you here. And I will just
Yes.
introducing our partners as the on the banner here above us. So we have DR Congo Business Network. It's a group of people. They help each other, one another, to grow the business. Instead of focusing on the challenges, they are looking at solutions and how to establish themselves in the DR Congo, and also helping anybody who's trying to establish new business in the DR Congo by sharing tips, not the ones that you're probably going to hear from the government, but from people on the ground. So it's a really wonderful group of people. Some are just starting and some are well established. We also have Raj Design Construct SRL. It's a renovation company that also do construction work, and the quality of the work is amazing. When I look at the pictures, what they do, the product they deliver, it's amazing. I will recommend anybody in the DR Congo to reach out to them, connect with them, and see and share with them your vision of what they can do. We also have another partner here, Kin Culture Channel. They also have a channel, a YouTube channel, where you can learn about the Congolese culture. They talk about music, they talk about a lot of the business in the diaspora and as well in Congo, in the DR Congo. And they're also talking about other African owned businesses around the world. And last time I checked, he had a guest, and is a designer, a clothes designer from Senegal, if I'm not mistaken. And he also had a video with one musician from France. He has a lot of people coming to his show and talking about all their product and services. We also have FLM Forwarding Services. FLM Service Forwarding Services is one of the few courier ship organization that I recommend, especially for those of you who are in Congo and trying to buy stuff from Amazon. You can reach out to them, you talk to them, you order online, or you send them the money, they order online on Amazon for you. Amazon ships it to them, and they'll ship it to you. They have 2 flights every week. So twice a week, they send shipment to Congo. So a good service that you can connect with. Of course, Dahlia Show, and as I mentioned earlier, and Shadaware. Shadaware is an organization that produces a lot of urban fashion accessories and t-shirt and clothing, especially for those who are looking for clothing with the African vibe, but urban African. I'll strongly recommend you guys to go and check Shadowwear. Now, let's go back to what we're saying. So having a strategy for the social network is really crucial, because if you don't, you'll get easily tired after a while. Easily. Because like I mentioned in one of my videos that's coming up probably next week, the temptation that we have as human beings is to compare ourselves to others. And that, yes, it's really tempting, but it's dangerous, and it's bad for your health. It's bad even for yourself.
Absolutely.
Even as a business. Why I'm saying this without going deep into that is because you don't know how long it took someone to be where they are.
That's true.
Just to cut it short. But let's go back to the strategies that we need to talk about. So you need, first of all, to have a plan, goal, and objective. What is your plan when you join the social networks? Is it just to show your church? Is it just to show your abilities on how you can coach? Or is it just to showcase your product and services.
Mhm.
So keeping that in mind,
Mhm.
if you're already an established organization or an established name, you are probably also busy doing something else
Absolutely.
to build that business, to build that church, to build that organization, that coaching enterprise. So you cannot be spending a lot of time just surfing the social networks. So you need to be laser focused on what you're going to achieve.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
For example, for the YouTube content creator, I recommend is a schedule. First of all, build a schedule, and I'll share with you what I personally do. Okay. This is, for example, my calendar, and it was pretty open this week, but last week it was busy. So this is the way I kind of organize my calendar. For example, right now, as you can see, I have the show that we're doing right now. It's right here. Okay, I say live tutorial. I've already have time scheduled and set aside for the days that I'm shooting. I set aside some time on Fridays, another day on Mondays. So I kind of book that and say, if I have an idea, if I feel inspired, whatever I wrote down, let me use those 2 hours of the week and build my catalogs of videos. Why do that? Because if you don't book time, if you don't organize your time that way, you may find yourself short of videos of content to be published. And it's exactly the same thing for even the people who write content. Okay, so you need to set some time aside to build that content that you're going to share with the world.
I mean, that's for people who basically are not very inspired, because some people like myself, inspiration just it's very dangerous. So yeah, I can go for days just writing, talking nonstop. But I can get your point.
Yeah. So if you are so inspired, yes, I'll say go ahead. And that's as a matter of fact, that's where it becomes really useful to have your phone, your microphone, your tripod handy all the time.
Yes.
Because with an application such as Prism Live Studio, you can record basically anywhere you are. Anywhere you can find yourself. You just start recording. You just plug your microphone, set up your tripod with the light, turn it on, click the record button, and there you go. You produce it. You're creating your content. The other way, for example, I also do that when I have an idea. I take my phone and I open it. I go on a record a voice. And I just record the idea quickly. Because sometimes you have an inspiration, it comes, and you know that if you don't write it, if you don't save it somewhere, you'll forget, and it'll bother you for the rest of the day of the rest of the week.
Yes.
I call those, instant moment, but it's really helpful. So, and then again, if I did record a voice, then on my shooting days, like you see in my calendar, I will re-listen to that, and I start writing on the topic, expanding on the topic. Okay, I'll start reflecting. I call them shooting time, but it can be just a time for you to focus on the content you're going to create. It could be shooting, yes, if you can, but it's really focusing on the content that you're going to create. Because once you do that, then you can start saving your content. You can, when you upload your videos on YouTube, you don't have to publish them right away. You know that?
Yes. You can actually schedule the publication.
You schedule that to be published in a later time. So that's a way, for example, you can do it. So on those shooting days, if you are able to shoot, let's say, 4 or 5 videos, okay, then if your schedule is 1 video a week, then you are set. You can be set, let's say, for 1 month, and that's it. You know that for the month of February, for example, you all set, you have all the videos. Then whatever you start, you can record later. You know, will be for March and the following days, and the following months, and so forth. But you need to have an organization where you set time aside to do those activities. Because if you don't block time, you will never be able to accomplish a lot of things. You know, and especially now that we're working from home, I usually, even my calendar, I set up time for lunch. I make sure that I don't accept any meetings. I make sure that I'm blocked. That time is blocked. Why? Because I need to get some time for myself.
Yeah, discipline.
Yes, I need to get some time for myself, you know, to walk a little bit, to chat with the kids, see what the children are doing, and see how my wife is doing with her work and all that. And just get away for a couple minutes from the computer and do something else. See? And that's the purpose of having that strategy, building that strategy of organizing your schedule. Organizing the schedule for the creativity side is good, but also start thinking about organizing a schedule for the publishing. On this calendar, for example, I haven't put my publishing date. I have a print calendar that's on the wall there in the back, where I have dates that I know I need to publish a video by. You see? So having that strategy in place helps me to, and especially when I come into my office here, the first thing I see is the calendar right in front of me. So I know, okay, is it the date? Okay, what do I have? Then I look at it. And maybe sometimes, you know, you're talking with people, you took notes on a piece of paper, on my notepad, for example. And then one thing I need to do is every morning, I need to check, did I book anything? Or did I, from all the meetings that I had last week, did I commit to anything? If I did, I like to make sure that I have it on both calendars. So, for example, and that's a purpose that what I'm saying, even in your calendar, as you can see, I created some dates, like, for example, next Wednesday and Thursday between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Eastern Time. I set those 2 hours available for my customers who would like to call me and have a discussion or would like to book a training. You see, blocking time, because then you know what you're doing, what commitment you're getting into. You know, for example, on my digital calendar, I didn't put it, but on my print calendar, I have, for example, on February the 6th, I'm already booked for a production. Actually, one early in the day and another one at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So this way, I know, and I don't overbook myself, because the last thing you want to do is overbook yourself and you look so unprofessional. People look at you, but you told me that it was fine, and how come you pushing me and for another date? Because I've already made created the posters, the flyers, and I've already invited people. I created an event. People are expecting me. Then you look unprofessional.
Very.
You know. So it's those are the strategies. But let's now go back to the key. So we know that you schedule the strategy. You schedule your shooting days, which could be also your writing days, writing time, where you focus on producing your content. You need to build a cadence on how often and when are you going to push your content out to the public.
Yes.
And the third thing is how are you going to manage the content once it's published? So that is also an area where you need to find some time. You need to build find some time where you can go and answer, or at least acknowledge all the comments that people have made.
Yes, very important. Absolutely.
You see, even just a heart, a like, a thumbs up, a quick word, it does bring a lot of it makes people feel good that you actually read their comment.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, one of the content creators that I'm actually talking to always say the same thing. Says, just imagine you're walking on the street and someone's comes to you and say, "Hello, how are you?" You can't just walk away without acknowledging the person. The least you can do is say, "Hello, I'm fine," and then move on. You can't just walk away. And in the world of internet, when someone actually goes out of the way to actually mention something nice about what you're doing or what you publish, the least you can do is just yes, drop an emoji saying yes, I like it, or yeah, even just a one line. But ignoring it doesn't really send a good message.
Right. Exactly. So again, it's having time to do that, to acknowledge those messages, and as you said, thanking them for what they're doing. And you need also to have like a strategy around the milestones, and say, for example, reaching out 500 subscribers or 500 followers. You need to create some acknowledgement, recognition, recognize the fact that those people who decided to follow you, they became a such number. Acknowledge them. Thank them for their support, because without them, your content will now be pushed to the bigger audience. Because remember, the algorithms behind those platforms push the content and the profiles of those people with a lot of interactions with the public.
Yes, activities, yes.
So based on the activities that you get on your profile or even on your page, be it a YouTube channel or your Facebook page, based on that, those platforms will push your profile out to the bigger audience, because they see that you're doing something of value and people are liking it, and they say, okay, let's propose it to those people who seem to follow somebody with a similar content, and they push it. So that's where you need to be aware of those comments, aware of those profiles, and that's where it takes some planning. That's why we're talking strategies. Plan a day, a time of the day where you're going to look at your profiles and acknowledge those messages.
I have a question for you. Yes. I've noticed that there seems to be a trend right now. Some people, quote unquote, high influencers, are now disabling the comment section in the post. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, you want to actually say something, but you try to go and you realize that the comment section has been disabled, either for YouTube or for Instagram or Facebook. Sometimes people just decide to do that. But at the same time, it looks nice and you want to engage, but you don't have the chance to engage.
So I'll say it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged knife, if I may say that. Why? Because for somebody who just got acquainted to your content, published on the social network, would like to at least show some appreciation.
Absolutely.
And those comments and those likes, those tools, it's a way for them to express their appreciation. Yes, if you decide to do it because of past bad experiences from other members of the public, I'll probably say make it for a period of time. Don't make it forever.
Okay.
Yes, make it for a period of time. Because if you go into some personal situations and you know that it may be misinterpreted, by majority of people. I'll say yes. For this,
Okay.
for your own sanity, turn off the comment on that publication, for example,
Okay. Okay.
so that you don't get those kind of reactions or answers that may affect your well-being.
Okay.
Okay. But again, that's part of the overall strategy. So why are you on the platforms, on the social network? You see, because if you're on a social network, it's to exchange with people. Yes, unfortunately, there are some people that they're rude. They don't mind the manners, like they say. Yes, but for those who are well-mannered, you're going to penalize them just because of a few bad apples? Especially when you have the ability as the owner of the profile or of the page to block some of them. So why going to the extent of penalizing the rest of the world when you can simply block those troublemakers? See, that's the approach that I would say. Again, if you have a valid reason, you feel like, for this post, you better turn it off, and turn it off. Because as a content creator and as someone on the social network, you kind of have an idea when you post something, you posting it on a purpose of creating some FUD or creating a fight with somebody. It happens. I did it. I know it happens. You saying that, you posting something because you want to create some controversy. And in that case, yes, it's a good strategy to turn it off, or to turn it off and leave the posting for a while and then delete it altogether or hide it altogether. You can do those kind of things. You see, but in the long term, I'll say no, don't do that.
Don't do it. Okay.
But again, we thought those are the bigger audience. But for the audience that I'm focusing on, which is the preachers of the gospel, the coach, the content creators, I'll say the only way for people to relate to you, not the only way, it's one of the easiest way and one of the most recommended way for people to relate to you is by putting those comments on your postings.
Yes.
Because that's how they kind of show how they feel. These are how they feel, what they see. And personally, I like the comments, and let me tell you why. Because it helps me and allows me to see my next potential customer. You see, because out of those comments, I can tell, for example, I have a habit. Every time somebody make a comment on YouTube, the first thing I do, I click on because now YouTube allows you just from the comment, you hover your mouse over the name, and it will tell you, do you want to see the person channel?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And that's something I do all the time. Every time I see a comment, I'll go and see if that person has a channel, a YouTube channel. And if they do, I'll probably do the same thing, drop them a comment on one of the video. And if they're subscribed to my channel and what they're doing, it makes sense, it's something that I like, okay, I'll reciprocate that to them.
Absolutely.
You see, those are the things. So imagine that you turn the comments off.
Yes. Very bad idea.
The only people, and not the only, but the people that can really afford that is those people with over 500K subscribers or followers. Those
at that point, you don't really care, right?
Exact. They don't care. They fine. You don't want to follow me. You don't want to. You feel bad that you could not you could not put a comment. Fine. Go somewhere else. Yeah, because the social network sometimes can be a toxic place when you meet the wrong people. When the wrong people decide to come and squat your profile or squat your website. If you don't pay attention, if you don't block them right away, they may leave a bad impression. You see. Now, going back to the strategies, like we said, booking, setting time aside for content creation, setting time aside for responding to comments, and also setting time aside to learn from other people.
Absolutely.
Doing the same thing that you're doing. And that's where I call getting inspiration, not just on the content, but on everything. The presentation, the interaction.
Yes.
All of that. Just look at what other people are doing, how people are reacting. It can help you improve on your own presentation.
Yes.
So it's the best strategies really around that time, organizing your time to be able to do all these things. And of course, finally, making sure that you sometimes disconnect.
Oh, disconnect from the media?
No, not from the media, but setting a time saying this is the end of the day, or this is
all
I need for today. And just ignore anything that comes after that. And if
time to unplug.
Exact. Time to unplug. Because don't forget, out of the probably, let's say, just out of the 100 comments that you may get on any posting, I'll say probably less than 30 are really genuine, like real. It's not being pessimistic, but that's a reality of it.
Yes.
Because people feel, are we on a social network? If I don't say I like, maybe it will feel bad. Let me just put a like. Let me just drop a comment. And that's why sometimes you see some comment are about the same everywhere from the same person. Yes, but because they probably want to feel that. They want to feel better. And that's where it becomes important for you as a content creator sometimes to unplug and just say, that's it for the day.
Yes.
You take your phone, turn it the face down, turn off the Wi-Fi, and that's it.
Airplane mode.
Airplane mode. Enjoy the family. Enjoy what something else. Enjoy the family. Enjoy the time that you can be with other people. Because at the end of the day, those ones around you are the people that will be the first to support you if anything happens, and they'll be the first one to see, unless you were, the incident happened when you were live. But if it wasn't live,
yes,
it'll be your family, the people around you, that will see it firsthand happening to you. So that's why it's really important to have a strategy overall in the social network. You cannot just come and, spend, from the morning till evening, just sit there and do things and check and chat and answer, reply. You can't. As a matter of fact, and I like it with some of my contact, is like, we probably can exchange a chat for one or two. If we feel that we need a third one, most of the time what we do, we just call ourselves. We just call one another.
Okay.
Yes, because if you're going to talk that much, let's then just pick up the phone and talk.
Yes, exchange.
Talk. So, and that is also another way of unplugging. Because thanks, Dalia Show. Because unless you connect, let's say, with the voice, even with a true video call, most of the time when you don't connect through video call, you can be easily distracted by something else around you.
Absolutely. Family, yes, phone calls.
Exactly. So whenever it happens and you feel like you may need to talk a little bit more with the person, the contact of yours, and if it's possible, because sometimes the person is in a meeting and they cannot, or for whatever reason they cannot, respect that. But if they can, I say pick up the phone,
Get the phone, make the call,
make the call, and have a voice conversation instead of a chat. And this is probably something that I like a lot from the people in Europe. It's Europe and Africa. They, especially on WhatsApp, they tend to send more voice messages than typing. And we know why, because data costs a lot of money in Africa, in Congo, for example. So they prefer to send you a voice message on WhatsApp. They'll record a voice and send it to you, and then they expect you to do the same thing, because one of them was actually honest enough and told me, listen, I see you write fast, you talk fast, but I mean you write too fast. I cannot read all of your message. If you can, please send me a voice message.
Okay.
No, and the guy was sincere. He was honest. He told me, send me a voice message because it's much easier.
It's easier.
I can listen. I can download it, listen, and I can reply the same way. Because it was somebody that I was helping on building their YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was giving him ideas, and he was like, after when he realized that I had a lot to say, a lot of things to write, he's like, no, please, send me
voice message.
A voice message. Yes. So, like we said, and it's really important to organize your time that way, in a way that you know when to be there, when to publish, when to prepare for the content, but also when to unplug. Because
if you're going to unplug, so the question is, how do you then become big? Because most young people, they seem to be living on social media, and they seem to be growing fast. So maybe when you say unplug, that's maybe for older people, like people who are over 30 to 40. We are old, we need some time, because young people, they can be 24/7 on the devices chatting their life away. How do you become as big as them?
All right. So that's where we go back to what I said in the beginning. Don't compare yourself to others. What they don't know, they're missing on something, and they don't realize it until maybe later. Yes. If you're not balanced, if your life is not balanced, that's why they call balance. So if something start getting heavier, social network is getting heavier,
yes,
the other part of your life will suffer from it.
Excellent.
And you'll break because there's no balance. Because what happens is, like, the more the weight, the more he has to go down, but he has to go down to a point where the scale will tilt. You see, and you need to keep things in balance.
Balance, yes.
If you don't, your scale will tilt, and guess what? No,
breakdown.
Everything breakdown. And that's how they get into mental breakdown. That's how they get into those problems. But we leave that topic for Ma Vie Ma Santé to talk about those breakdown in social network and all that. You see, but for much mature people who understand, they understand that social network is just a mean for me to achieve and to access certain people, to do certain things. But is it the only way?
Absolutely not.
No. So if it's not the only way, why will I spend all my day stuck on my phone chatting my life away. You see, that's why it becomes important to say, okay, I did what I have to do, because regardless of what you do, you'll be limited by time. Otherwise, if you keep on doing that, you keep on going, you get sick, physically sick, and you won't be able to be there.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. So
a burnout.
A burnout. So you need to take time and say, this is the time. And when your body is telling you now it's time to rest, just
take the break.
Take the break. Take the break. Just, sometimes I'll tell you, there are days I don't even feel like watching TV. I don't even feel like watching Netflix. I don't feel like. I just feel like sitting and reading something. Because I know that I need to have a balance. I cannot get my eyes 16 hours a day stuck on the screens.
Yeah.
You see?
Especially now, because we are so bombarded with images all over the place on devices, tablets, cell phone, TV, you name it. Yeah.
And talking about strategies, there are some tools, and right now they're not cheap. They cost money, where you can organize all of that. I showed you how to do it, let's say using a calendar. But there are other tools where all you do, you go and plug in. You plug those things. You plug your ideas. You plug things, and some of them even do research for you. They say, okay, you want to talk about how to choose a church, for example, then that platform, because it's a platform with artificial intelligence, it goes through the net and search for documents, pertinent information, and bring it to your attention. So when you have time to sit and go, that time, that creative time, that content shooting time, you can go through that and read and get insight on some of the topics that you may want to share.
How much are you paying for it? How much we're looking at in terms of monthly or yearly budget?
If I'm not mistaken, I don't remember the name, but I need to check into my note. I don't know where I put it. It's probably around 50 or 60 US.
A year?
Per month.
Okay.
Yes. So it's really expensive, but top creators, content creator with a lot of income that comes in, they use that because they use the same tool to also post on those different platforms. It can post on Instagram for you, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. It can do even LinkedIn, all of those platforms for you. All you do, you schedule, and that's it. It goes automatically on the time that you plan it.
Yeah. So it would be great if you could actually leave the link to that at the bottom of the show once it's actually published.
Yes.
It'd be great to have a look.
For those of you content creators who think that it's still too much to organize all that, we have the service for you. We can do that service on your behalf.
Okay.
We will agree on the frequencies, the cadence of publication, postings that you want, and we can organize it in a way that you don't have to worry, and all you see it reap the benefit of the action that we will do on your behalf. So please feel free to give us a call. Okay, the number is there at the below of the screen. Give us a call. We can set up a time and see what your strategies, which platforms you're using, and provide you with a package to handle that for you so that you can focus on what matters the most, which is your creation. You are a music producer, you are a clothes designer, you are a jewelry maker, you make, so you don't have time and you feel it's too much, give it to us. Call us. We can provide a service for you. We can be your social network manager. Do that on your behalf. Schedule your event. Schedule some of the postings so that all you do, just reap the benefit and report on to you and say, this is what's happening and this is what you need to pay attention and so forth.
Absolutely.
All right. So once again, thank you. And
very informative. Very, very informative.
I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week.
Absolutely.
On the French and English show. And in the meantime, if you have any questions and you have any inquiries, you like to learn, you like to try something and you're not sure, like I'm getting calls from people, they're trying to build their YouTube channel. They're trying to see how they can improve. They can bring in sponsors, like partners that we did here. So feel free to give us a call and we work with you. There are a couple of people, they're launching their business. They need also support. And you'll be amazed on what they can put on the table to help you help themselves. So,
really? Okay.
Yes,
excellent.
Yes. There are a lot of people, and I'm getting calls, requests, and just before the show, like 5 minutes before, I got a call from somebody in Congo and asking me a question, just to show you how it is important. So
they are in the Congo, but they're looking for people to sponsor. Oh wow!
They're looking for people to sponsor and people to promote them, like, because having your name, your business logo on a show like this, or on a show like Dahlia Show, or Mountain of Inspiration, or Shadow Club. So those places put your logo in front of a lot of people.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So,
it's really interesting. This is truly the new economy, because a few years ago, this would have been completely unfathomable. But now it seems to be almost, common that someone from Africa looking to sponsor things overseas. That's amazing. This is the new economy.
Exactly. Because they understand that some of the shows that we produce here are also viewed by people who travel to those countries.
Excellent. Okay.
So if I'm producing this show right now here in Canada, Ontario, and people are watching, we don't know how many people who are watching here are interested in going in Congo. So somebody watching in Belgium, it will see, oh, I saw FLM Forwarding Services. What do they do? Let me go and check on them. I saw Ratch Design Construct SRL. Let me go and check on them. That's how things go.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. So very good.
Again, the last thing I'm going to ask all of you watching here, and unfortunately I didn't see all the comments, especially for the people on my Facebook profile. Please leave us a comment, send us your like, and if you are not subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, please subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell so that you may receive notifications when we post new videos and also when we start a live. Until then, thank you so much, Dimitri, for stopping by, and we'll talk again until probably next Tuesday for the French and next Thursday for the English public. All right.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye.